As you may have guessed, I am no big fan of Matt Walsh. Matt Walsh is a fascist, a theocratic fascist, and he doesn't even try to hide it. In fact, it's what his Twitter bio says. He may have put that there as a joke, but as his views make clear, it's not really a joke. He is anti-trans to an extreme degree, to such a degree that it goes beyond debates about puberty blockers for children, or women's sports, or even bathrooms, into trans people, he believes, should not be allowed to exist at all. There should be legislation banning trans people and trans expression entirely. He is also against gay marriage and gay adoption and reproductive rights in another very extreme way. He isn't just anti-abortion, he's anti-contraception. When I say he is a theocratic fascist, I mean he is a theocratic fascist. But there's something he hates more than all of those things. Democracy. People like Matt Walsh hate democracy because democracy gives voice to those who have not much of a voice to begin with. It gives a voice to all of the people who would otherwise be disenfranchised and ignored and not listened to. People like trans people, gay people, women who want their reproductive rights. So, of course, he made a video about it, about his disdain for democracy, which is what we are going to watch today.
So, expanding voting rights in this way is obviously not what you do if you actually care about the future of our country.
I'm not sure exactly what he's talking about, but you could probably imagine it's something like allowing felons to vote, or allowing mail-in ballots, or ballot harvesting, or any number of things. Anything that expands voting is bad to people like Matt Walsh, who is a theocratic fascist.
Or if you want to preserve our democracy, I mean, you could say that the most effective way to undermine our democracy is to let too many people participate in it.
Any guesses what kinds of people he would like to exclude from the practice of democracy? Any guesses who he believes are the people ruining democracy for him and people like him who want to control large numbers of people?
So you undermine the democracy by letting too many people into it. Like, democracy is.
He is talking about black people, women, trans people, gay people. He literally wants us to go back 200 years into the past, in a time when all of these things did not exist. That's where he wants to go. I'm not kidding. This is serious stuff, by the way.
It's not some magical thing, okay? Democracy is not magic. It is not exempt from the basic rules of life. And one of the basic rules of life is that too many cooks in the kitchen spoil the broth, okay? One of the basic rules. No matter what it is, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can reach a point where there are too many people involved in it.
This makes no sense as it refers to democracy. Democracy is not ruined by having more voices in the mix. Democracy is supposed to have a lot of voices in the mix. In fact, America, as it stands today with its two-party system, lags behind the rest of the world in some serious ways. Other systems have sometimes dozens of political parties all vying for different sections of the vote. It works out very well. It protects against all sorts of extremism, usually, not always. And it does a good job. It gets people what they want. People have to build coalitions, and they have to agree on policy agendas, and they have to figure out how to pass those agendas. It's how democracy works. It's a good thing.
That can happen. Like, there's nothing in existence that is better and more effectively accomplished simply by adding more people, regardless of their skill set, regardless of their intelligence. It doesn't work that way in any aspect of life.
Clearly, the only people he wants to vote are landowning white males, like it was originally in America, because he believes those people are the only ones invested truly in the future of the country and its best interests. Of course, I disagree.
Why would it work that way when it comes to deciding the future of the country?
Ah yes, the future of the country should be decided by elitists like this man. He probably does not think of himself as an elitist, but let's be clear. When you are this anti-democratic, when you want to disenfranchise large numbers of people and take away the vote from large numbers of people, that is the essence of elitism. This is an elitist viewpoint. These are not anti-elitist populists. These people are the elitists.
So, no, it's never that you need more people. It's that you need a certain kind of person.
People like Matt Walsh, of course. People with Matt Walsh's predisposition. That kind of people.
And when it comes to voting, you need intelligent, mature, law-abiding adults who are invested in their country's future and have skin in the game.
Now, what he means by this is there should be some kind of test, probably, that prevents people from voting if they don't know enough about the civics of America, the ideology of America, the ideals of America, which, of course, naturally goes against the ideas of America altogether. The reason why he wants policies like this is because he's assuming that people like him will be the only ones to pass it. But if you've ever interacted with any conservatives and asked them, for example, to name 3 amendments to the Constitution, you'll notice that they very often fall flat on their faces and don't know as much as they pretend to know. For example, I once knew a man who said he wanted to vote for Ted Cruz because Ted Cruz was a constitutionalist. I said, I don't like Ted Cruz. He said, I don't understand how anyone could dislike a constitutionalist. I said, have you ever read the Constitution? This man was older, and he said, yes, maybe 50 years ago when I was in high school. And I said, can you name me 3 amendments to the Constitution? And he said, well, I don't know. And I was saying, how do you know you're a constitutionalist if you don't know anything about the Constitution? How do you know? And so I don't think this idea of Matt's is as surefire as he thinks it is. He thinks people who call themselves constitutionalists are going to know the Constitution. But no, a lot of those people are going to end up disenfranchised because they don't really know as much as they think they know. In fact, I would say it would be suburban voters which are more likely to actually pass these sorts of tests. And, as you may know, suburban voters have been moving towards the Democrats in recent years. Bad news for Matt Walsh.
So we need them. Adding more from outside that demographic will just make everything worse. Ayanna Pressley knows this, by the way. Like, that's the whole point.
I love how these people project the things they know on other people. Like, if something is obvious to me, even if I'm biased, my opponents, my enemies, they must know the same thing. But that's not how it works. People have different worldviews and different ways of seeing the world. I very highly doubt Ayanna Pressley agrees with this position because a lot of her support comes from the very people that he wants to disenfranchise.
And this is what may seem like an irony, that the tyrants in America today are the ones who want more people to vote.
No, they aren't. They are not. The tyrants are the people like Donald Trump who constantly go against the Constitution they've sworn to protect, try to overturn elections, try to have insurrections. Those people are the tyrants. Those people are the tyrants. It's pretty apparent. History repeats, and it is repeating here in a big way, and people like Donald Trump are, once more, the problem. A modern Mussolini, if you will. And that's not exaggeration. That's not hyperbole. He is Mussolini if Mussolini were a little bit less capable. Which is, I think, saying something, because Mussolini was really not that capable, actually.
And they want more people because they know that as you add more and more people indiscriminately, the average IQ and awareness of the crowd in aggregate drops.
Yes, if you add a lot of people to any given group, they will trend towards average. That's how it works. But most people are average, obviously. Why is that a problem? Why is it a problem that those people have a voice and a say in their own futures? May they not know best just because they are not high IQ geniuses like Matt Walsh? Furthermore, I am not convinced that high IQ geniuses are going to vote like Matt Walsh wants them to vote. I'm just not. I don't think they would, and I think his whole plan is kind of stupid. But I digress. If you are black, Latino, Asian, Jewish, a woman, gay, trans, any number of other things, you don't want people like this to win. There's plenty of examples all across the world of people like this winning. From Argentina to Chile, Brazil, Indonesia, Greece, and the obvious ones, Germany and Italy. You don't want people like this to win. Let's give a modern example, Russia. You don't want people like this to win, or you will have a Russia situation, and that's very bad. So I'm not sure what we can do about it other than vote. I encourage everyone to vote as much as possible against people like this and everyone they support. Matt Walsh is a very dangerous man. He may be one of the most dangerous men alive because of the vast numbers of people he can influence with his huge platform and big donor support. There's not much we can do about this man except hope and talk and vote. But if he wins, we are in some real trouble, my friends. If you made it this far, congratulations. Please, if you liked this video, leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, because all of those things help this channel grow and help these videos get further. When it comes to stuff like Matt Walsh, I think we need every bit of awareness we can get our hands on. So please, do those things if you feel like it, if it's not too much of a burden. Thank you.